Tough times don't last, tough people do. Welcome to a new mini-series, and this quote that we are talking about resonates with me so much. I remember the first time I heard it and how much I thought, man, that applies to me in my life. Not only have I always admired tough people, I've always sought to be tough. Tough actually is one of my core values. And I know for a fact that most of us want to have toughness, whether it be mental toughness, physical toughness. So I think this theme applies to anybody, anywhere. Tough times don't last. Tough people do. Welcome to our new mini-series here on the Recovery Couch. We'll get into it right after a word from our sponsors. This episode of the Recovery Couch is brought to you by J.B. Davis at Performance Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. For integrity, service, and unbeatable deals, ask for J.B. in Centerville and tell them the Recovery Couch sent you. So welcome back to the Recovery Couch, where we talk about healing, we talk about hope, and we talk about the gritty, grimy, grace-filled journey of recovery. I'm your host, Brandon Couch. I'm a veteran. I'm a father, I'm a former drug addict, and a man who's lived through the bottom and found redemption on the other side. If you're listening, welcome to episode 1 of our new mini-series, Tough Times Don't Last, Tough People Do, a series built for anyone who's still standing after the storm, or anyone who's learning how to get back up after they've fallen down. Today's episode, When Everything Falls Apart. Just a reminder, this episode is made possible by True Story Media, where your pain becomes your purpose and your story becomes a platform. If you're ready to share your recovery journey, maybe you're ready to start a podcast or create impact through media, we've got your back. Visit us at recoverycouch.com to learn more. So let's be real. Sometimes life just falls apart. Maybe it's your job, maybe it's your family, your mental health, maybe it's the lies that we've believed. It all crumbles. If you're anything like me, anything at all, your first instinct might be to panic or isolate is one of my go-tos, or pretend it's not happening. But I want to say this plainly. I want to say this clearly. I want to say this to where you not only hear it, but you comprehend what I'm saying. Your breaking point doesn't have to be your bitter end. It can be your beginning. I know that might sound crazy, but that I'm living proof. I've been in that moment, staring at the wreckage of my life, and brother, I have created some serious wreckage. Wondering how I got there, convinced I couldn't be redeemed. Convinced I couldn't be redeemed. I was convinced I couldn't be redeemed. But that's the very space where God met me. Not when I was strong. On the contrary, I was weak. But when I had nothing, God met me there. Toughness isn't about holding it all together. It's about being honest when it's all falling apart. And it's in that honesty that healing can finally begin. So if your life feels like a pile of broken pieces right now, take heart. Let it fall. Let it crumble. Let what's not real break away from your life. And then let God start rebuilding the real you, piece by piece, day by day. Because all those tough times, as you probably already know, they don't last, bro. But you were built to endure. Tough times don't last. Tough people do. I want to thank you for being right here with me on the Recovery Couch. And I want to remind you, my book, Step 4, A Journey Through Addiction, drops this fall. It's the full story, not just the fall, but the rebuild of everything I've been through in drug addiction. So until then, be sure to subscribe so you don't miss next week's episode. Built in the Fire. We're going to talk about how the hard seasons in your life don't just test you, but they form you. And until then, keep breathing, keep believing, and remember, tough times don't last, dog. Tough people do. This episode of the Recovery Couch is brought to you by Greg Swartz at Remax Victory and Affiliates. Whether you're buying or selling your home, Greg brings heart, hustle, and honesty to every deal. Call Greg at 937-477-8975 today. I have been in a lot of fistfights in my life. And for a long time, I thought that was what made me tough. But today I know better. Toughness isn't about swinging fists. It's about standing your ground when everything inside you wants to give up. It's about being honest in your pain. It's about being faithful through the process and showing up even when it hurts. That's why toughness isn't just a mindset for me. It's one of my core values, because recovery isn't for the faint of heart. It's for the ones who get knocked down and rise up anyway. Thank you again for joining us for this mini-series. And remember, you always have a seat right here on the Recovery Couch.